And no doubt they are. And here's how it looks. Rangers versus Penguins. Rangers won 3 out of the 4 matchups during the regular season. This will be the 8th time these teams will have met in the postseason. The last time, 2016, when the Pens won in 5. Rangers fans will never forget 2014, when the Rangers were down 3-1, stormed back to win the last 3 and route to the Stanley Cup final. This year, the 4 games between the Rangers and Penguins were within 40 days of each other. And it really came between the end of February and the beginning of April. First game, February 26th. Yevgeny Malkin on the power play early in the third period. That would be the only goal of the game. Tristan Jarry stopped 27. It was a Saturday afternoon 1-0 win for the Penguins. Then March 25th, all New York Rangers at the Garden, 5-1. In the first 4 minutes, the Rangers scored twice. Chris Kreider on a breakaway. And then Kreider would score again from a Mika Zibanejad feed. Rangers burst out of the starting gate, never looked back. This would be a blowout. Tristan Jarry would leave the game. Andrew Kopp would score his first as a Ranger. That completed the scoring. Rangers won it 5-1. Tristan Jarry had won 7 of his last 8 before that game. 4 days later in Pittsburgh, Frank Vatrano off a goal-mouth scramble is able to tie the game at 1 midway through the second period. And then 3.5 minutes later, watch Braden Schneider gets an opportunity to step into a slap shot between the circles, his second as a Ranger at that point. Then in the third, Chris Kreider off the end boards, patented Kreider play. That made it 3-1. Rangers held on in the last 10 minutes, a 3-2 win. And the final meeting, April 7th at the Garden, give this one to Igor Shesterkin. The help from Frank Vatrano on the backhand goalmouth scramble goal, 24 seconds into the second. That opened the scoring. Then Artemi Panarin with a backhander had the Rangers jumping for joy. 2-0 at that point midway through the second, and Igor Shesterkin would make it stand up. 30 saves, the 4th of his 6 shutouts this year, 3-0 the final. So in those 3 Ranger wins, they outscored the Penguins 11-3. In 4 games, Steve, the Penguins managed 4 goals against the Rangers.
There's something also in the back of the minds of the Penguins players, and that's that they've lost in 3 consecutive seasons in the first round. So there's that as well, and it's also a season that might be their last dance. And Letang, there's a lot of rumors that he's going to be going to Montreal, where his agent is now the general manager. That's out there, and I think that there's a bit of a cloud over Malkin as well. So look, this is also a team that could be fragile if the Rangers can get up and on them early. And I think as the series weighs on, the Rangers will also have a physical dominance factor over them and a little more grit than what they have in their lineup. I love the matchup for the Rangers. This was the team I was hoping for. I was really wanting to see Pittsburgh more than Washington. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah,
this will be a matchup of the oldest playoff team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 29.7 average age, against the youngest, New York Rangers, 26.7. You mentioned the threesome, the longest-serving trio of teammates in NHL history, Malkin, Letang, and Crosby. 16 years together. Could this be their last ride? Sidney Crosby has been as advertised this year, more than a point a game this year in 69 games, and Sidney Crosby continues to be, after all this time, the heartbeat of a 3-time Cup champion.
I have to say that if I was starting an NHL franchise, he'd really be my choice for the guy. And the reason why is because of what he is on the ice as well as off the ice. He's one of the hardest working people. I've been around him a lot in the off season at summer training camps. He's very impressive, and he drags the team into the fight. And he's not going to be easy to beat. He's not going to go down easy. The only time he goes down easy, actually, is when you check him to get a penalty call. But that's the way he is because he's competitive, and he finds ways to manipulate the referees. And you've got to be aware of that, though, John. You can't play him too hard in areas where he thinks he can go down light. But he is a player that's so difficult to contain when he wants to stay up. And around the net, he's as dangerous as anybody in the NHL. He's been having another one of those years where he's really shown his youth again and a reemergence, if you will, with his game. I mean, he's had another outstanding season, and he's going to be a handful. He's not going to be easy to beat. He's not going to go down lightly.
Penguins finished the season with 103 points after a win at home tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Again, Rangers, Penguins early next week. Every single minute of all games in the first round will be seen right here on MSG. We will be here. Henrik Lundqvist will be right here as well. We'll carry you through the pregame and the extended postgame shows, and Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti will have the call of all games in round 1 of the playoffs, which will begin early next week.